My budgets were the equivalent of an overly ambitious New Year's resolution. I often drew up a new budget when I was feeling like I wanted to change my life, and I often tried to set up a new budget at the same time as I tried to set up a new diet regime and a new exercise regime. Unsurprisingly, all of them would fail.
I took 9. Yeah, I did, I think, slightly overcommit.
Any budget that is based in ideals and tells you that you can't spend a single cent on socializing, clothes, cosmetics, it's gonna fail. You might stick to it for a week or two, and then you'll be burnt out, exhausted, and you'll dip straight back into your savings. Honestly, budgets that are built off a set of ideals, how you would ideally like to be putting your money away, just flat out do not work. They make you feel like your life is way too restricted, like you're not allowed to have fun, and you're filled with feelings of shame and failure when they don't work out. But I'll let you into a little secret. You did not fail. Your budget failed. You are not bad with money just because every budget you've tried to do in the past hasn't really worked out. It just means that you haven't found the right system for you. Being good with money comes down to consistency and being in touch with your emotions. Your emotions rule your money. Your emotions rule your spending habits and your saving habits. So the first thing you want to do, instead of making a budget, the first thing you want to do is get an understanding of what your spending habits are and what your emotional triggers are and how you view money. Only then can you come up with a system that is based on your actual spending habits and encourages you to spend intentionally. Intentional spending is the best form of budgeting. And I almost don't even like to call it a budget. It's more of a money management system or a cash flow system. It's simply knowing and understanding where your money is going and making sure that a portion of that is going to your saving and investing. The best budgets remove all guilt and all shame, and they actually give you permission to spend. It sounds like an oxymoron, but it's true. Permission to spend is crucial in setting up a good budget. So the best way to set up a budget that's actually going to work, that you're actually going to be able to stick to, is to brainstorm all of the things that you spend on throughout the year. Every last little thing. Birthday presents, social events, your car, your health, your food, your rent, clothes, cosmetics, surprise outings, and even random expenses that you just totally forgot existed. You need to put money aside for each of these categories so that every time you need to go out with friends, you know that there's money available for you to spend. A good budget even accounts for random spending by having a buffer account that allows you to go over budget if necessary. This is a true cash flow system that accounts for the times that you need the cash to flow. It's not about locking it all up forever. It's about gaining peace of mind and intentionality with your spending. A lot of people put their savings aside first, but for me, as a natural overcommitter, I would put way too much into my savings and just say, well, you're gonna have to be tight this fortnight, which of course would lead me to having to dip into my savings and naturally rebel against myself, spending way more than what I could have imagined. So what I do is I put aside money first for my necessary spending. Then I put aside money for my savings and my investing, and then I put aside more money for discretionary spending. It's all about saving a realistic amount, an amount that you can be consistent with. It's much more important to consistently save 15% of your income than to save 75% one week and then have to dip into your savings the next week and then save 5% the week after that. It's a lot more effective to be consistent with a smaller amount. Once you see that consistency, then you can consider upping the amount that you're putting away into your savings. Using this method, I actually ended up saving 75% of my income when I was working a full-time salary. So in order to do this, you first need to understand your own money mindset and understand your own emotional spending triggers. Then you need to understand what your actual figures are. Have a look at your bank statements and get a feel for how much you're spending on certain categories throughout the year. Then allocate accordingly. If you're spending money socializing, allocate money for socializing, because that's something that you value and that's something that you need in order to stay sane. If you don't want to rebel against yourself, if you actually want to stick to a budget, creating a realistic budget that allows you permission to spend and creates intentional spending is the way to go. I highly recommend that you check out the next video that goes through in detail exactly how I actually create a budget, and check out my free budget spreadsheet on my blog. I'll leave links to everything in the description below. Let me know how you go. Don't forget to like the video if you found it valuable, and if you have any questions at all, pop them in the comments below. And I'll see you next time.